Yes, let's do politics.
We love politics. We love doing the Wrath of Khan when we're covering politics.
Do you want me to...
You want to go first?
The Wrath of O'Donnell here?
Why don't you lead off?
I will lead off. And I am so...
We got a lot of politics
honestly
tonight.
Disappointed Brooke is not here to enjoy the revelry, yes, that will be ensuing. So, Steny Hoyer and Nancy Pelosi have disagreed in public on a matter of national importance. Do you know what that matter is?
I think I do, sir.
What is it?
I think they're discussing the testimony of a certain Stephen Colbert.
Dr. Stephen T. Colbert,
that's right.
DFA. Now,
that's right.
Stephen Colbert's testimony was hilarious.
Funny as all get out.
Very entertaining, and Stephen Colbert's shtick, if you will, is that he is a faux conservative, self-important blowhard.
Genuine faux conservative?
Genuine faux conservative, self-important blowhard. And self-important, but still humble blowhard. And I think, first of all, I think he's hilarious because he is spot on about how seriously people in the media, conservative or liberal, take themselves.
Yes.
And as we know, anecdotal evidence-wise, from, say, Wolf Blitzer. Or from Keith Olbermann.
What did that guy say about Wolf Blitzer?
On Bleep My Dad Says. He said if it smells like manure and looks like manure, it's either Wolf Blitzer or manure.
I love that. You know how I feel about Wolf Blitzer.
You became a fan. I have to change his nickname
instantly
to manure.
like there.
Yeah, I can't call him minus 46.
When he said about Wolf Blitzer, I was in his corner all the way.
Absolutely. So, now, the reason I bring this up is because you would think at this critical juncture, specifically for House Democrats, Steny Hoyer and Nancy Pelosi would be on the same page. But they're not. And not only that, but the Democrats have only one page. They are on the last page of their playbook. And what is the last page of the Democrats' playbook?
You tell me.
Blame Bush.
Oh, God, they're at it again.
They are.
They're at it again.
And not only that, but a couple
months ago.
This is
why they're going to lose the election.
A couple months ago, on CNN, they said, this is a perfectly functional, or not perfectly functional, a winning strategy is what they called it, on CNN. Which just goes to show you how far CNN
They are absolutely hopeless. The only reason they're in power is people were just so tired of George Bush.
Yes.
But you know what? It's amazing how many people that I used to hear badmouth George Bush are already saying things like, I miss Bush, I miss Clinton, I'll take either one of those two guys.
I miss a president who loved the country.
That's right.
But I rip on Obama a little bit, which is fine.
Well, I've got something nice to say about Obama, and I got something not so nice to say about Obama tonight.
And we'll hear both, believe me. The thing I wanted to point out, though, or one of the interesting things I wanted to point out is, have we made a decision on extending the Bush tax cuts?
No, we haven't.
Is there going to be a vote before the lame duck session? Or
no, there
before
won't.
The election? What about passing a budget?
No.
Is that normally done by this time of year?
It should have been.
Yeah. Okay.
But Congress has been operating without an actual official budget for years.
That's right.
It's always these continuing resolutions and things like that.
I gotcha. So,
because they can't govern. They cannot govern.
No, they can't.
That's very dangerous. It's very dangerous.
That's minor.
You're begging for strong arm rule when you got a Congress that cannot govern.
Well, Congress is supposed to prevent. It's supposed to be the buffer. The Congress and the House are supposed to be the buffer against executive power.
Yeah.
The most direct buffer. The Supreme Court can rule executive orders unconstitutional.
Sure.
And they can step in and say what is unconstitutional. But now the Democrats, and when I say the Democrats, here's where I go for this. I go to the Huffington Post. And
sure.
And the reason I go to the Huffington Post is not to read the articles. I go to the Huffington Post
for the pictures.
For the pictures, just like I go to Playboy. I go to the Huffington Post. I look at what the article says.
Big Ariana Huffington man.
I might. Oh, love Ariana. I might read it, but here's where I go. I go right to the comment section. And do you know why? Because the comment section is regular people. It's your average workaday Democrats that are out there in society telling you how they really feel. And these people. Everything I used to believe people when they told me Hannity.
I thought we were talking about Steny Hoyer.
We're gonna get back there. I thought people were out on a limb when they talked about like how crazy left wing some of these Democrats were. They're not. They're not out on a limb at all. These people are genuinely pissed that Obama did not only include a public option, but make healthcare universal. Not only are they pissed about that, they're pissed that we're still fighting 2 wars. They're pissed that Obama is too much like Bush. This is a complaint on their side of the aisle. Obama is too much like Bush. And to me,
it's not enough.
That's absolutely fascinating. However, going back to what we were saying.
Bush was too much like Bush.
Bush was a little bit too much, like Daddy. So, what are Democrats running on?
They're not running on anything.
If they're not passing the budget, they haven't done anything. They're running on what they haven't accomplished.
No, they're running away from what they have accomplished.
Right. And
none of them want to talk about TARP. None of them want to talk about the stimulus or the omnibus bill. None of them want to talk about the health care package they passed. They do not want to talk about it. They're not going to talk about it.
Not only that, but people are actually distancing themselves by name. Democrats are distancing themselves by name from Harry Reid, Nancy Pelosi, and
who's that guy running for the Senate in Connecticut? The one that lied about being in Vietnam. What was his name?
Blumenthal? Not
Blumenthal. Obama was with Blumenthal today, and with Obama standing there, as Sean Hannity calls him, the anointed one. Blumenthal says, "Well, now we don't always see eye to eye. We don't always agree." I'm going, holy cow! 6 months ago, he'd be humping that man's leg.
You couldn't get close enough to Barack Obama. You could reach out and touch. It was like Jesus. You could reach out and just touch his clothes, and all the power would.
Yeah, he said Blumenthal looked like he was cringing a little bit. He looks like a little fella standing next to Obama because he is. Well, Steny Hoyer, of course, you said, attacked Stephen Colbert about this. Stephen Colbert was invited by the chairwoman, Lawrence, I think it was her name.
Yes.
Loffins, to be there and to testify, apparently in character. In character. He was invited. John Conyers, who's not a very good congressman, who admitted he doesn't read the bills. I can't read the bills. The Constitution, we do a lot of things that have...
What's his party, by the way?
He's a Democrat.
Yeah.
Conyers asked Stephen Colbert to leave. Stephen Colbert says, well, Mr. Conyers, I was invited here by your chairwoman. If she asked me to leave, I'll leave. But other than that, I'm staying. So Conyers doesn't like him. The point is, what Steny Hoyer was saying was that, well, this will not reflect badly on the Democrats, on the chairwoman because they brought him in here. No, this was an embarrassment for Stephen Colbert. This was not an embarrassment for Stephen Colbert.
Hell no, it wasn't.
He was funny as hell.
Oh, yeah.
He did what he was asked to do. His Congress asked him to come and testify in character, which he did, and which was highly unusual. I'm not saying whether they should have or they shouldn't have. The point is he was asked, and he answered.
Yes.
He answered the call. He did what he was asked to do about something that he had some experience with. I mean, what's it like for a day to work as a migrant farm worker?
Sure. My favorite quote of his, by the way, my personal favorite. Now that my testimony is done, I know you folks will both take this under consideration and go work it out peacefully. It was something to the effect of you guys are going to go along and not argue.
That's right. Don't get me involved in this. So Steny Hoyer, I refer to you. Look, even Sean Hannity doesn't attack Stephen Colbert on this.
No,
he doesn't. He actually says it's not Colbert's fault. Colbert's funny. I've heard Hannity say this is not Colbert, and even Limbaugh. This was the Democrats who brought him in there to testify. And I'm not even saying they were wrong to do so, but now they are hacking away at each other over having invited him, and this is not Stephen Colbert's fault. And Steny Hoyer trying to put this on Stephen Colbert is absolutely reprehensible on the part of Steny Hoyer.
Not only that, but Colbert plays a faux Republican. He plays a faux conservative. So if they were bringing him in to mock conservatives, why didn't the word get out amongst the party faithful and they say, look, he's being a conservative, we can mock him.
I got to close this segment out. We're going to lose this one too. So Stephen Colbert did what he has to do. He was very funny, I thought, and I would just like to point out to Steny Hoyer and to the rest of them, and John Conyers, that in the words of that future great American philosopher of the 31st century, Bender, you could bite my shiny metal ass.
What a
Leave Stephen Colbert alone. We'll be right back with ColbertRadio.com.